hear that writers are seriously avid users of the grapevine. So after I decided to dive into December, I was advised to call a man named Bob Nazarene, the founder and editor of a successful and beloved but now defunct all-poetry journal called Margie. Does anybody here other than John remember Margie? It was fabulous. So Bob will give you good advice, this person suggested to me, and she was right. Bob is the only poet I know, and maybe the only one ever, to also have an MBA. So Bob Nazarene and I met on a cold morning, and he left me with a very, very long to-do list. And he said he knew a handful of poets that he'd gotten to know through Margie, and he would invite some of them to send along work. And not long after that, Bob forwarded an email to me from John Fitzgerald with a few poems attached. The last in the batch was a 5-page poem. It's called Smoke and Stone, Rant and Interview. A 5-page poem. So I noticed the length before I noticed anything else. And at first all I could think with that was, for 5 pages, this better be good. And of course, it was. There are lines in this poem that stopped me cold and took my breath away. I was a little surprised to discover that this poet, John Fitzgerald, is also an attorney by day in Santa Monica. I was a little less surprised to find out that he's a dual citizen of Ireland and the US, or that he's just published his 5th collection of poems. In reading the amazing poem, Smoke and Stone, Rant and Interview, I'm delighted to have the opportunity to introduce John Fitzgerald.
Oh my God, look at how much cheaper. Is there going to be a movie after this? All right, so Smoke and Stone, Rant and Interview. It's from my book, Favorite Bedtime Stories, which just came out last year. It's actually 5 pages, but they're short. 123 lines. Part 1. When dealing in haze, does variety matter? It's most assuredly all the difference. The stone keeps secrets the crowd holds dear. Stone and I are one, changing form, destination and anchor interconnected. The simple problem of timing. My equation? Never mind. Let's just say I abide my own rule. Shall light creep in from under the cracks? Yes, perhaps, but not while I'm here. Such feats are accomplished while I'm still asleep. If lies paid a wage, though, we'd all be high. Where do the hours go to hide? The sun elicits, the moon corrupts, endlessly churning, remaining untouched. But only this much can I share. Between thinking and sensation, neither claims to be at the wheel. If you see them together, pretend not to notice. At least that's what they'd have me believe. Part 2. This, the stone told me to ask. Of giver and taker, which is which? Now, at last, we get down to it. I think I hear a kind of calling in the distance growing stronger. I can fly where none remember. In an hour, you'll be dust again. I cursed that wretch, the wind, but will not drag it down forever offended. Trust in martyrs or betrayers, what do I care? Once, maybe so, but no longer. I'm not in charge of how things work out. Flip backward an instant to find out what happened. Call it religions, reactions prescribed. Build your church out of blood, if you will. At best, it can make you a decent write-off. Where then shall the truth lie? The truth is just this. I say what is right. Sometimes around me, people get hurt. Accept the knife with sincerest apology. The arrow flew straight. It's the earth that curved. I sway the course of events, but only temporarily. Says, spoke to stone. We blame each other. Then what of the flame to which you aspire? Ha! A primitive fool of fire. Possessing no sort of self-control, it expends its resources till I am left alone. As it is, I dabble in atmosphere, and what an ash the sun's gonna make. Were it left up to you, who could have been saved? To be clear, as a vapor, I'm not a saint. I've laid a lot of lines to waste, planted acquaintances like seeds as if the bone grew into flesh and breath could return to clinging. But fire, as you know, is tainted, and wind, my immortal enemy. The home they built me has been condemned. The rule to face is dissipation. Few would share their meat with flies. According to stone, sanity falls but never rises. Rebukes the smoke with hammer and chisel. Who can say? For if the breeze turns the page, is it out of my hands? I must have forgotten to mention the ghosts. No wonder. I've stolen more than my share. They enter on any hollow sound and lay their eggs at the back of the mouth. Evil maggots breed on the brain. If you fear their hatching, cover your ears. When they come out of nowhere, I give them a name. Labeled, they answer to me thereafter. It requires a feeling for time elapsing, a leak in the energy somewhere. I raced jealous gods here and hungry demons, disguised as sacramental wine. In provocative tones begged, take a hold. I've come on my own, no spirits to guide me. I show them their rooms without windows or walls, where only the shapeless can enter. Just disregard other forms of light. We'll spin beyond gravity a while. I've already slept with you often in dreams, brought lust and desire enough for one night. Imagine it though, eternally high, free to ring any bells you like. I'll inscribe your name someplace wherein it may linger, quoted verbatim for others to see. Take my word, this is no mere belief. They'll utter it deep inside their being, and for that single moment, it will seem real, as if you've come back to life in their eyes. Then he twisted, as if to rest the head on the palm so it couldn't be sighted. 5. Stone, of course, strongly disagrees. She shows me her infamous art collection. Many, she confides, are artifacts. Sculptors, warriors, astrologers, kings, some of whom you may have heard, but it mostly consists of those you won't. Poor men, beggars, poets and thieves, idolaters who sold their teeth to fairies. The most gallant knight here couldn't conquer a worm. You know, the earth is partly stone, and you arose from a tube, a hole ago in my eternity. Standing here, looking out over the fields, smoke is quiet, gone from view. But all that has life, according to Stone, to her eventually will return. So, although mere sayings can never dissuade, from those here engraved, I'm inclined to believe Stone is a prophet, smoke a liar.